Okay, let's do some of these stories. Because I need to do them. I have a bunch of these that have to be done. So let's do Chiori's first. There. Okay, the game's just not wanting to load today. This internet is so bad. Why? I'm forced to use hotspot to connect to it. So it just
Looks like
randomly
there's another event
disconnects.
going on at the Court of Fontaine. Look at that. Roadside signs as far as the eye can see. Let's see what they're for. Fontaine Fashion Week?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're seeing, Paimon.
Is this really okay? I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chiori boutique dress for my wedding.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today? Oh, you've...
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding.
I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today!
Is that really so shocking? Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid!
Oh, that. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
Will you be showing off some of your...
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends.
I don't know. I got coffee in my glasses because it spilled up. Ugh, where did my glasses and cloth go? Here we go. Oh, come on. Sugar in the coffee is making this hard. Come on, wipe off. Don't just smear. Yep.
Come to think of it, it was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your...
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative...
Hold on. Oh, I can't change the sound.
Patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for it. In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori designs at the show?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you...
Well, I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon... We're a long way from Inazuma, though.
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most reliable courier.
Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through.
Why question marks? I already know who this
Sorry,
is.
Your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm...
Deep breaths, Kirara.
Oh, so Kirara's the courier you were talking about.
Oh, hey, Traveler in Paimon. Fancy seeing you here in Fontaine. It's been a while. Wait a second. This is the second time that you've seen me flub a delivery job now, isn't it?
So, what was the holdup?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders?
Well, I didn't run into...
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
Alright, alright. They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komani Express.
So it was a targeted hit?
I got the...
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise... Oh, are you... I'm good, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
Well, is there something else that you... Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make sense how you knew it was my goods they were after. Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Huh? You always know. So, I kind of wanted to know why anyone would... One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chiori Boutique's delivery. And who might... Chiori, why don't we just let this one go?
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara. But if I don't... Anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and...
Alright. The guy said that...
No, that name rings a bell.
Well, that's exactly right.
So you both know this Uter guy?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
So he...
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. He's practically tried every trick in the book to ruin my good name. I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square. But I guess he prefers playing dirty.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey.
Chiori!
And she's gone.
Oh, no.
You seem concerned.
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me?
Yeah, we'll take...
Okay. I don't know why Fontaine city music is so loud.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in!
Shut up, Paimon.
Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? Paimon coming in!
Oh my god, Paimon, shut up.
Is this level okay?
Shut up,
Can
Paimon.
you hear Paimon?
You only have to do it once.
Let's go, Swirly!
Any chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that. Oh? And I see the Traveler and Paimon are...
Chevras! We meet again!
Well, things have been fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits thanks to that film we made. I suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all!
So, did something happen?
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
I was about to say the same thing.
Well, not before I know what your plan...
Have I ever made a bad call?
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the special patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in for one.
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where?
Follow me.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that. This should be the place. You all wait here.
You know, Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work. You could call it a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion. As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
You scratch my...
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful, and in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself. So, who got on her case this time?
Oh, so this is what...
Huh? Uter.
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at it, huh?
Whoa, what's this?
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close. Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
Huh?
Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Officer, an assault!
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope. Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
Dude, just don't be an asshole. Why do you hate Chiori so much?
That scared the heck out of Paimon! How did he just...
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing—
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse. If anything,
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be—
believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg.
You could have reported him to—
Oh, I will. But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety. Oh, that reminds me. There is another favor I'd like to ask of you today.
What a shame.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in info. It's just like you said.
Okay, why does the cooldown only start once once she comes back out? It's kind of annoying. Because that was definitely longer than 12 seconds. Yeah, this is Divide.
We're back.
You were gone for an awfully long time.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone involved.
Sorry,
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way. And with that sort of escort, the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods. I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal.
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia...
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards.
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends. Yes, well put.
Well, if you...
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything...
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important.
But of course, they supply us designers with funding, equipment, factory access. You have to work with them if you want to become a truly renowned fashion house. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever I get the chance.
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chiori brand.
Well... I mean, with the amount of...
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chiori brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
All of it?
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chiori branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty...
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often.
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Ooh, what is...
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me?
Oh, so we get to drop...
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the silhouette of the design.
Sounds easy enough.
Most of the clothes you see during Fashion Week are meant to showcase the designer's vision. They're not exactly suitable for ready-to-wear use. If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye.
Ooh,
Then we have a deal.
yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes?
Cool. Stained spots. Yeah, this is obviously not the last we'll see of it with Tier. It's not going. There it goes. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, from 6 to 10. God damn, it doesn't start at 10. Can actually go in. Oh, I can actually go in the boutique now. I haven't been in here before.
Chiori, we're here!
You're here early.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the...
I believe so. The way they marched forward with Chiori in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself. They took care to clear the path beforehand as well. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Chiori.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You see,
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I really admire. That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit from my boutique...
it's like finding the perfect brand ambassador.
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes. People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat.
Oh yeah. Come on,
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits.
set them up.
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into...
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
I mean, that's just about looks like what's going on here. Oh, you're asking me to put extra ones, I see.
Not bad. You might just... Anyway, over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently? Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already...
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this has Uther
Is it
written all
just
over.
Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just...
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel, no one to take you to the ball. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work.
That's true. Come.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh,
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleep...
No need. You don't have to concern yourself.
And I'd be happy to process that for you.
Chiori here. I'd like to.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return.
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is. Please calm down.
What?
Haven't you heard? Chiori boutique has been exposed.
And just who is it that...
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got.
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now. Spare yourself from that flood of yours.
You.
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no... And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
Yep, this is definitely Uther.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my design.
If you say so, but
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of...
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
What? No accessories?
Yes, that's what they're...
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll...
even the suppliers believe those
Is the messenger still...
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread. All the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't?
Alof, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too.
Thank you. In that case...
Okay. It's weird how people just immediately believed it and didn't decide to fact check it at all. It's unfortunate that I don't have phlogiston in Fontaine.
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners, especially when a reasonable conversation should suffice.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least...
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a messenger, for example.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird.
So, these...
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fashion tabloids.
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them.
You would think someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house.
Every house?
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori.
What sort?
A photo.
Yesterday?
Here. I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
Yeah, it's definitely a turn. I can already guess what this all says, so I'm not gonna read
Behind
it.
the scenes, the true Chioria boutique takes shape. Relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Chioria brand employs illegal competitive...
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo showed...
Yeah, he was the one...
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained with mud. They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to laugh at the most.
Well, maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after buying your clothes. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility.
Venger, are you sure you...
But I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this. Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake.
You're free to wait things out, Venger.
Have you ever thought...
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
Fair enough. Then, I suppose all there's left to say is... best of luck. As for the models...
Understood.
Luckily, we're gonna sit here and model ourselves.
So,
Without the accessories,
how could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals.
public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about echoing the loudest voice in the room. I should have seen it from the beginning.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Traveler, Paimon!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry excuse for an article?
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Unfortunately, Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all those claims.
That's great! With your...
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera. Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went?
She was just...
If you ask me, I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with
Bruh.
criminals behind their customers' backs.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before.
Really? How was it?
The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
Oh no, we've lost... Did you hear what all those people were saying?
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance to really get to know her. It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
This is all Tear's fault! Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you?
That would only make the situation worse for her.
You've got a point.
It's automatically gonna put me in the
We're
boutique.
back! Oh, who's this?
Ah, this is Miss Letitia.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank... Ah, so you've come across that art...
Yeah, you probably don't know this. But after I got engaged... My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chiori Boutique, and we put down a custom order for a dress. He probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes, and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has...
And then?
And then, something happened to the business. And we ran into major mora problems. We were able to...
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress for...
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she asked if something... She heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress. And that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It is good. It's just... After I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the...
Ah, what a shame.
Well, see, that he's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he's...
Huh? So...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fact...
Oh. Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing.
Huh? Well...
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful than all those lies combined.
Hey, Olaf!
Huh?
Well, we were...
Oh, I remember now. There's this one cliff by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she was upset.
In that case, why don't we split up?
I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good.
Neat.
Chiori?
Uh-huh. How did you know where I...
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress.
I'm not upset. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning. Don't worry.
All right, don't mind if we do.
Well, how does it feel?
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in a while.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate.
Whoa, Paimon would have...
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as could be. It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could say I really tried their patience.
You were that misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things. On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call.
I think this stupid cup keeps splashing coffee into my face.
Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over Teyvat.
Well, that's a great dream to strive towards.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? A simple concept, surely. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Least of all, fashion. Oh, yeah. She did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. That's the first time I ever heard something like that from one of my customers. Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become someone else's. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this mess.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with. I did say I wasn't upset, didn't I?
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article. And Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors, so...
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I won't stop her either. I know where Uter's clothing factory is located. It might be a good place to start looking for some evidence.
Sounds good! Well, as for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right?
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week. I'm doing both.
But your accessories!
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about it. To tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma. And the vow I made in front of those masters. Thinking about all that, I just...
What did you just say, Chiori?
The sea.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Chiori! Wait, huh?
Come on. Hello? Come on. Come on, you piece of crap. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. What is wrong with you? Piece of fucking garbage.
Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A Lumitwal? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us! These should be enough, right? Chiori will be... Great! So are we gonna head...
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just the designs to worry about. Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from...
I should be able to make it.
Oh no! Skipping out on sleep is not the answer! Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon major deja vu?
Ganyu?
A friend of ours who does... Well, anyway, sleep is important!
Well, I can't argue with you there. One thing's for sure, though. All this grit and determination.
What else can we help?
I suppose all there's left to do is...
You got it!
You heard me. When I went to that first fashion week, I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma, and I used the scraps to make my entries for the show. I used the larger pieces for the base fabric. If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the ready-to-use accessories in the shop as well.
But you worked so...
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win, even if it takes everything I've ever made and more. No need to be nervous. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd probably toss them into the sewer.
That's reasonable.
Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Oh, that did not do anywhere near enough damage.
Good job. That should do it.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. Who did this? Those monsters. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes...
maybe you should calm down a bit first, 'cause you see...
What is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the traveler to tear up the outfits.
Oh, so that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself just now.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one's gonna orchestrate some conspiracy to take down one of my friends and get away with it.
I mean, considering she had to deal with the same crap with her father. So, you know.
You and Chiori are really
Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town. All of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored here.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and formulaic as a uniform. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an intelligence agency than a fashion boutique.
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here.
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work? I'll need all the help I can get if I'm going to finish these outfits over the next few days.
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started?
Actually,
ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette?
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet?
Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steambird tomorrow.
Not this again.
That's a good one.
What should we do about these clothes everywhere?
Sort them by the type of fabric first, and then by color. Oh, and don't forget to remove any accessories and put them to the side.
That sounds pretty straightforward.
Okay, now we gotta go find Linny and Lynette, who I haven't talked to in absolute ages. Oh, what? Why?
This shop looks popular today.
What is this? Why? No. Why?
Citrine's here too.
No. Let me leave. Let me leave. Let me leave. Oh my fucking god! I don't want to do this. No. No. Fuck off.
Oh wow! I really like this role, but they
Fuck off.
Make an enemy. Obviously, it's because of the truth is. Oh, not really.
I'm not doing your quest right now.
Our approach, I'd say it's based on.
Oh my god, I don't care. Let me skip this one.
Yep. It turns out. Oh, Paimon get. Ooh, wait. No. If you're interested. A shape-shifting.
Oh my god, none of this is necessary.
Long
Go
ago,
fuck your.
Humans rejected Melusines.
No, go fuck
and
yourself.
Melusines feared humans. There was one
Oh my god.
Melusine who became